Everybody, we're going over the 25 cognitive biases, and this is number 23 on the list, the Twaddle Tendency. And this is the tendency to give off copious amounts of useless information, just to babble, to give off bro signs. It's coming from a place where you're not very knowledgeable. You may be able to form congruent sentences and sound like you know what you're talking about, but all it really does is lead you astray, or like I said, give off useless information. Now, we have to be careful because we see this all over. People have access to the internet. We have a bunch of different teachers and people that are not very knowledgeable in a lot of the subjects. I'm not going to give off carpentry advice or tell you how good these cabinets are, because I know nothing about carpentry or the mechanics of a car just because I know it's a 4-cylinder or 6-cylinder. I wouldn't know what I'm talking about, and I couldn't explain it. I could probably sound like I do, but in the end, you don't get anything of value from it. So, the twaddle tendency was explained to me like this, and this is a tendency when looking at a beehive. You have these worker bees, and they come back, and they do this crazy little dance that signifies, it instructs the other bees where to go to find the nectar. Now, a scientist did something weird. He took nectar and placed it way above the hive. And in a natural setting, you don't find nectar way above the hive. So he placed the bee there, and the bee came back down, and the bee had no way to accurately tell the other bees that the nectar was right above them, because he doesn't have this in his code, in his DNA, in his tracker system. He has no dance to signify up. So instead of taking a back seat and sitting in the corner, he did the dance anyways, and all it did was confuse the other bees that were looking at him. They had no clue to where to go. They were just completely confused. So this is the twaddle tendency. Look for it in your everyday life. Look for it when it comes to people you're learning from and different sources, maybe articles you're reading, magazines, where there's a lot going on, a lot being talked about, but nothing really of value being said. So guys, the twaddle tendency, number 23. I'll see you guys tomorrow with number 22. Please subscribe and have a nice night.